the year. Do you know what rhymes with Ben? I do not know what rhymes with Ben, personally. Hydrate? Oh. Game's starting! All right. Thankfully, the games didn't start just in time. And also, every time I open that door, I have to catch Lewis. So you get a little Lewis peek. Lewis, he's the cutest boy. Lewis, he is my favorite toy. All right. So many teams here. No discernible meta that I am currently looking at. It does seem like it is just preference. Suarez, here's your sippy. 10, which is the number of days I haven't eaten. Can you buy me Chipotle? No, I will not. No Chipotle for you, buddy boy. Suarez, that honestly was a pretty good water tip. Well, 18 squads on the board. The majority will actually be spread quite nicely here. The only couple of areas that aren't going to be in play is Jurassic Echo HQ, Lightning Rod, and North Pod. What the F you're on right now? That's right, Singular Frog. I'm on early to showcase high school Apex Legends. That's right. I'm still happy to help and partner with my friends over at VHEL. So, you know what? We're gonna let them go. Wait, are you still gonna watch Scrimmies? That's right. It is only 2 games in a row. And so after this, I'll be popping over to Scrims. I have an idea. Can I add a drop shadow? I can. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's so much better. Hold on. I'm changing my browser source for chat, so it's a little bit better. Say my name. Kindly Monkey TTV. You're still not getting Chipotle, though. No Chipotle for you, buddy boy. That should be a little bit better here. A Singular Frog, it's good to see you. For the WTX Trolls, we've got Twilight, Super Glide Sammy, and The Abyss. They are right next to SJS, Hojo, Apex, and it could balloon into an actual contest here in just a second, though. We will have to wait and see. It does look like Brayden and She Gonna Call Me Baby Boo have already dropped to the low ground here. So, for WTX, you can hear the pad on the other side for She Gonna Call Me Baby Boo. And this will be the complete reappropriation of space. But I hear that trident from behind. SH Kojo chased by the WTX roster here. Sentinel multi in hand. Twilight, though, taking the brunt of this force. In the end, Brayden will be caught out. And that means for Kojo, as a duo, they are now a solo. So there you go, guys. Whether it's college, whether it's high school, these teams end up being just as aggressive or the lack of aggression as anything we've ever seen. It's just how it goes. It does seem like Hojo's She Gonna Call Me Baby Boy was able to get out. It does seem like Nezzy and a couple others here investing for E or WHS. One drop for Nezzy. The follow through with the 2020s with a full thirst. A dive to the low ground and switching for the 30-30 there. It's one single shot that will seal the deal. That'll be it. WHS clearing out that cliffside area. End stream already and host me. Better content. Not for you. You know I can't. You know I can't just do that. I can't just drop the promises and hopes and dreams of these high school players. LHS Yellow Jackets, one of those teams that might be going for gold here, albeit yellow, a bit duller than that. Delt Bearcats holding out the height right now. It is just TB and Sind that is over there on that contested door. Likely just going to be a complete rotate out instead here. The rest of these teams, plenty of time ahead to get themselves situated, but no big scan there for LHS. For the WTX Trolls, Phantom might be the next team. Are you switching to Octane Scrims? Yes. Not once they start, once this is done. So this is 2 games. 2 games, and then I will be popping over the board. Yeah, this lobby is definitely contending trouble, you know? A couple of trades there, and the WTX Trolls don't have a good line beam against the Phantom. Super Glide Sammy is going to have to dive in. Cold Snail, good to see you. Welcome back. It does look like for the rest of the VHEL squad, though, Phantom will be caught out with one. You know what? Aaron Mitchell there. They're also going to be going down. Vexel 7151. I can't imagine they'll be allowed to last for much longer here. That zip line is available for the WTX Trolls to keep getting aggressive up to the high ground. And there they've got that final chase all the way over towards the zip line. Phantom team is triple points. And you know what? You know, that's just how it goes. A team like VHCH Ravens, though, they are not. Quality with a 79 drop there and a couple of snipes on either side. CBC versus the Ravens. They are trade for trade on the assumption here. The 45 doesn't quite clear the damage. A Nemesis in return there. The Ravens are trying to get the Newcastle reset. But it is CBC with the drop. Elite Spectre, hit your shots. I wish I could. These are high school students.
I think we should go there.
Hi, Audible. I don't call out most people who stream on TikTok chat, but hi, Audible. 4211 CLHS here in the center. Welcome to College Apex. This lobby is high school Apex. That's right. I've become a king of college, and I want more. The educational pursuits of these children are probably the best thing that we could watch, especially with Apex alongside. So, for Dem Boys, when they were in the lobby, they were Dem Boys, so they were able to get themselves back up. I thought High School League said no fighting till ring one closed. What are you talking about? No. There's plenty of fighting, and it happens early. A drop on tonight for Dem Boys. Up above on the roof there. Dem will crash onto the low ground. A castle wall reset. CLHS with revive around the back. Stuck with the lifeline there for Dem Boys. They need to thirst this. Instead, it's a drop and a half. And CLHS has been able to reset here on the low ground. It's got time and a half for this team to put themselves back together. For C High School, I don't think they're going to be lasting much longer there. Jack Trout, the last remaining member of Dem Boys. The follow through from Twins onto the inside. Knights getting shot on the exterior there. Twin, one last reload. A peek of the 99, and that will be it. Full force drop, and it is a good start for CLHS. SJHS, Pojo, Apex 1 were able to escape and get the revive off, so now they are a duo. For the WTX, they are all the way on the western side. Honestly, the best team in high school is probably as good as a very good contenders team. At least that's what I would think. Collegiate?
Let's move there.
Sure. Looks like we'll be heading towards the barometer right now. LHS, Yellow Jackets, and Cavarius, they are going to be the ones with the prime position. Vent Kids, which is a name and a half, they're going to be here on the other side of the equation, trying to set themselves up for this rotate towards the upper ground height. But the WTX Trolls, they have been so aggressive here today, as a new roster for me to at least understand. The Vent Kids dropping two. But this, everybody almost eliminated. And for WTX, it's one final remaining member here. That'll be WTX Trolls with another clean wipeout. I'd love to know what kind of rank these kids are, because they've got to be damn good. VHEL is Vanta? Yes? No. VHEL is
really close.
Valhallen. Not to mention, by the way, VHEL is now ESC Nationals, and they're going to be having a grand at Olsen. Plowboy Walker, thank you for the follow. We'll see if CBC can continue to plow this one out. That's a full wipe there, and Jaybird's got to be respectful of CL High School here on the other side. Couple of snipes. Freaky Tim. That kid's name is Freaky Tim. It's a choice. 12 squads remaining. CBC, the gatekeepers of the edge of this zone here. They've already pushed them back for now. Singular Frog, exclamation point now. Couple of snipes from CBC. We'll see how this one goes. For both of these rosters, they are now officially in zone. CBC, we saw.
Can our Nissan Pathfinder do this?
Not that you would, but you could. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
Help fuel your day with 30 grams of protein per serving or more. Grab and go with Tyson chicken cups. Found in the freezer aisle. Always been Tyson.
The bravest person I know is my daughter, Cynthia.
My friend Sean, and he was in the Air Force.
One of the bravest things he ever did wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
It was when he asked to move in with me and my mom.
I felt like I was lost, and you gave me a place to stay.
She went on foreign soil. She went to war. But the bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
Will be the first drop down. I do not know. Susek there. They're not much longer for this world. With Susek stuck in the corner, the WTX Trolls have the 3v1 advantage. Looks like Sue will be dropping that catalyst wall down. Hold the trigger. Hold the finger. That will be a knock on a Super Glide Sammy. And it is a 2v1 now for Susek. Twilight here. Quick to assault. The 99. Beams around the back. And it's a final tap of the Hemlock for WTX. Now they're going to use that altar port to get them to safety here on the very edge of zone. VHCN, Strongbone, and Phantom are riding right by. I don't know if they actually see this. Rentable Pigeon, Rint, and Almark. The Stormborn roster here, they're going to be able to get into the likes of Barometer pretty handsomely, and especially with WTX clearing out that northern side, you're in quite a good position. Looks like Phantom, they'll be flying right above WTX Trolls for now. Twilight, Viavis, Super Glide Sammy, I'd argue might be the winners of this game. Where's the password? Scrim turns out trouble, forgot to do second drop. You're gonna have to ask Colin. You're gonna have to ask Hooser. Well, the Dell Bearcats, they're right where we saw the likes of WTX Trolls. Twilight is still separate from this roster there, and honestly could be looking to start this one off. Twilight, a peek on the stairwell, 102 on a full thirst, BFS the follow through. The rest of the team stuck up above, and that's your lifeline down. It might as well be confirmed AP for the WTX Trolls. Beams up above, and that tells me is a Valkyrie ultimate that saves WTX for now. For CLHS, they are the next best team to do well that we've seen today. Knight, Twins, Freaky Tim, especially with that Sentinel there, have been so good. We'll see how this one goes. Couple of long-range snipes. By the way, thank you again for the likes, folks. We have officially hit 1,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much. All right, couple of beams deep from WTX, and once again, it is another snipe from Freaky Tim on that window. For CLHS, they might not be in zone, but if they get a knock down here, this would be the entry they need. Couple of long-range shots there. It is Super Glide Sammy up on the roof, up above here. WTX, that's gonna be the slow they need with that Arc Star, but it's not the knock. Glide Sammy, though, one last peek upon the head there, and that will be Knight down. But the Twins, another shot back here, and it is that heirloom G7 Scout. That weapon is just nasty when it comes to its current damage here. Trade for trade, the G7 punishing Twilight. Woo! Putting the footsies on them for WTX. Little port play back with the Alter ultimate there will allow WTX to likely get a complete reset. But remember, for both of these teams, they are not in zone. You can see squads like Stormborn much closer towards this current position here. Might be able to see how they rotate in here in a second. Phantom, Dell Bearcats, and sadly, Team 12 currently in some of the better positions. CLHS, while they are on that cusp of the northern side of zone, this is still not a guaranteed spot. Granted, underneath that bridge, over there on the side of the hot dog. Pretty good. I'm gonna hop on, try to run, punch you. You know, I just...
Yo, enemy landed near me.
Good to hear, Hunchu. A couple of beams back for the WTX Trolls, and honestly, it's barely a fight. A quick wipe out there, and it's guaranteed success. WHS down below the Phantoms, and they're going to try to lay in with a couple of snipes here against CLHS, all the way towards that northern side. 7 squads remaining. Yigso, thank you for the follow. Del Bearcats a rat. SHS Pojo Apex, one of the few teams that have not made it into this zone yet. That northern side isn't bad, but it is a curious position. Limbox, Madness knows you, Unk. Thank you. I'm glad Madness knows who I am. I have been working for the Pro League for a couple years now. I know who Madness is. I love that. Julio Salas, thank you for the follow. He almost did it. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. WTX Trolls, shot on the side here. A couple of drops down, and it is CLHS Apex who did lose out on one off of their rotation in. Del Bear, they are going to keep this one low and slow for now. The majority of these teams are in a good spot, but VHCH Stormborn and Phantom, also WHS right here on this building, definitely in one of those better spots. Sage Pojo Apex keeping it quiet. And the WTX Trolls, oddly quiet for a team that has been aggressive. So surely I get an advantage right for the competition. Probably. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple advantages. 7 squads remaining, and it's about as quiet as I have ever heard it here. WTX Trolls, they could start off something though. 94 from Twilight on the distant side. We'll see what other shots can ring through. Another 90 chunk there, and for WTX, that building up towards that northern side is not available here. So against WHS, getting these knocks is crucial for the end game. Instead, WHS, a flesh found, and Super Glide Sammy will wear no crown. Red Hood there, trying to peek from the other side. I'm Nessie covering the other end here, and that will be the thirst onto Super Glide Sammy. A quick push back to that lower ground, and for WTX, they are another roster forced to play this one out as a duo. Stormborn and Phantom, the same location. The Del Bears caught by CLHS Apex as it takes us down to 6 squads remaining. Phantom did face a knock, but they are quick to get a recovery back up here. Freaky Tim knocked on the side of CLHS Apex, all the way on the very side of this zone. Pojo Apex just slowly trying to sneak this one in. Kraber in V Abyss's hands, and so close yet so far for a shot that matters most. A climb up from Twilight here. WTX Trolls, they hear the rotates from Pojo around the outside, and it is a knock and a half onto Red Hood. That is WHS. WTX Trolls, though, they see these revives. WHS, Newcastle primed and ready. Twilight will get knocked by the WHS roster. A final beam will do them in. The Trolls, though, hold on for dear life. A final trade, and WHS is one of the last full health rosters here. Phantom picking Phantom low. CLHS able to find themselves representing. They are a duo, and the same to be said for Phantom. It is just WHS as a last full squad remaining. CLHS now, a 2v3, a drop from I'm Nessie. It is now 1v3, but from up on high, they'll face knock number 1. CLHS in a 1v2 scenario. I'm Nessie and Red Hood. It ain't over till it's over. It looks like for I'm Nessie, they're struggling, but they need and can take these trades synonymously. That's going to be the full thirst on a Freaky Tim, and they might sustain these revives to make it a guaranteed 1v3. Nessie to fall through from behind, and for WHS, it is a cleanup. That is pretty darn good. These kids are mid. Well, remember, they are kids. This is high school. WHS, the only team that ain't horrid from what I'm seeing. I'll tell you what, WTX was not too bad. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here in just a second. I would not be surprised if WTX had more KP. More KP here. What does VHEL stand for? I believe Valhalla. GG, though. Let's see how this one goes. Scoreboard in just a second here before we jump into that next game. It is going to be the final game of the day for high school. After that, we're moving on to check out some of the collegiate competitions. And match summary? How long did it take to get to match summary? About 5 seconds. All right. Next drop will go live in, oh geez, 5:01. A lot of them are just playing for kills over positioning. Nothing wrong, just different. Yeah, I mean, realistically, high school leagues for Apex are pretty far and few between, JCab. And so, I mean, getting a lot of these kids into a position where they actually get deep competitive experiences, especially with the variance of skill level, it doesn't really start till college, right? In college, there's leagues that have been around for 3 years now, and those are where you really start to see things, you know, get into better positioning and other habits. So for this, honestly, in high school, I would personally say the best option you can have and the best skill you can have is just being a fryer, just having really good beams. If you know how to shoot your gun, you're as good as it means. The WTX Trolls were wiped out very, very early there in that final zone, but with 18 KP and a 4th place finish, that's a guarantee of 23 points. WHS with 13, they do walk away with 25 points given a 1st place finish, so that's not too bad. They are just ahead of WTX Trolls there. CLHS Apex at 20 right behind us. Aurelius Thomas, welcome. How you doing? If me and my homeboys had Apex in high school esports, we'd smoke this easily. I got the aim, my friend Sam got the game, then we got the third that can win ones. Hey, I have no idea how the form factor for these high school teams works, but I do believe, I mean, I'd love to see it continue to expand. So, at least for now, not too bad. What is this? Well, hi, my name is Zephyr. I personally cover collegiate Apex weekly. Every single day throughout the week, I cover college Apex. And then, Limbox, you can add time if you want. You absolute sadistic guy. Save your money, though. Come on. College Apex, I cover 7 days a week. But on Wednesdays, I did fix it. On Wednesdays, I cover a little bit of high school Apex. High school Apex is just starting for the spring season here. This is preseason, I would say day 2. So, Aurelius, thank you for the follow. It's a pleasure, and I hope you become a fan favorite around here. I really do appreciate that. These comps are so mid, bro. Bloodhound? Yeah, I mean, let's go through them. I like the Newcastle Catalyst Valkyrie. That's pretty darn, that's fair. The Lifeline, that usually, you see Lifeline pop up in more aggressive leagues, so I'm not quite sure, but yeah, Cat Castle Valk is not bad. I agree. Cat Castle Valk. The Octane is pretty good for the ones right now, but it comes down to just aggression, so we'll see. Couple other squads lying wait in ahead here. Horizon's a bit of a pick that leaves me a bit questioning. Mirage, there's a Revenant. VHCH Stormborn is playing Revenant Lifeline Bloodhound. Why are you using Zen? Oh, bro. First of all, if you're not using Zen, who are you? You know, come on, Camarian. You know for a fact that we all have to be Zen users every day of the week. Otherwise, how could you rank up in Apex Legends? Of course. Anyways. Couple other teams here. Most of them, I mean, really flexible. I would really like to see these squads get comfortable playing things like Alter. You know? Having the Alter on your roster, I mean, even just in high school, you know you're going to take a fight very, very early. You might as well use the Alter for the kind of long-range recovery option. If you can take your fights, there's really no disadvantage from running it. Fantastic for the tactical play up into the building and can honestly become, I mean, quite a boon there. So that is what I did for Pred. Oh, there you go, Kindly Monkey. That's how you get it done. You get a little Pred going, and that's how it goes. TJ, by the way, I did see your message. How do I sign up? Personally, I do not know how VHEL runs their signups. I'd love to learn more information, but let me see. Join the league. I'll get more information on it. You can contact them. It's called Valhalla Esports. And you can see. Yo, didn't know you were doing this. Volt Shock. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I cover collegiate Apex and high school Apex. But yeah, as my friend Grap just said in chat, just join their Discord. You can find it online really easily. VHELGG. And that is how you sign up for high school Apex. But you need to be backed by your high school. Yo, if I'm a college student, can I participate? Probably not. Love the stream. Thank you, Plowboy. I appreciate that. I'd love to see SJH Pojo turn it around. It looks like your second roster got blown out here as one of the very first teams. But hey, that second squad was able to rat it as a duo here. So, I mean, all in all, who knows? SJH Pojo 2 there, Red Assassin and Red Sun and Max Steel. They are a full force and could potentially look a little bit better here. And it does look like SJH Pojo Apex 1 has go. What if I never completed? Also, hi, Speed Demon. Good to see you. Hope to see you again in ALGS. Volt Shocks, I appreciate that. I hope to see you at an event. I know we're going to Las Vegas this year. If I end up at Las Vegas, which even as a fan, I'll probably just be there. But hey, if you're there at Las Vegas, come find me. I'll be posting on Twitter, and you know what? SJ should tell you a lot of difference. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. What if I never completed high school and went back Billy Madison style? You know, personally, I mean, I feel like it's not impossible. I've met Kayak. Kayak looks kind of similar, you know, to a high school student. So we're not far off. You have not met me. I've not met Kayak, but I've met Kayak. What are these kids talking about? What you eating? Eating tacos right now. Buttering the rolls. Bro is living the high life right now. For real, for real. Texas Roadhouse is mid. Bro. Rentable pigeon. Is Zephyr high? No, I don't endorse or do drugs. But I appreciate that. Mid. Never had Texas Roadhouse? Mid-house? Whoa. You said I never met Kayak, but I met him? Grap, you'll find out I say things that don't make any sense. I'm in Texas Roadhouse as we speak. Yo, Jay So Smooth. Jay So Smooth, pass me a roll, brother. I'll give you my address. Send me some of those rolls while you get a chance. Yo. Yeah, Psych Rossier. Jelly, there is another psycho in this lobby. You are probably a better psycho, though. Are there any 2x mass diffusers? I don't know. You know what? We'll have to take a look and see. It's more of a problem if we see some of the other 2x shit here later on. So, if I see a 2x alternator, honestly, that's not too bad. Bro, there's already like 3 psychos in collegiate Apex. Yeah, it's a very popular name. You kind of got to change your name. Yo, Jay So Smooth, thank you for the follow, brother. I appreciate that. Look at what I said in your server, Zephyr. Okay, 1 second. What did Limbach send me? Tried to put him on collegiate. For Zephyr stream, I will match the total subs given at the end of stream. The total subs right now is at... Hold on, let me put it back up because it's been so long. I have the text file. Add existing sub counter. We are currently at 545. No, just for this stream?
Let's explore that way.
Okay, well, for this stream, I've had 0. I've had 0 subs this stream. final game of the day for Collegiate Apex. We do get 19 squads here, and for WTX, it looks like they will be full sending vent kits. 45, 50 on a crack there. Twilight, wingman in hand here to go for the full send. Let's see what it looks like for the final number of these squads. I mean, already a drop from V Abyss there with the 2020s, and that is a clean 301 beam there from Super Glide Sammy. I don't know. I'm kind of terrified to see where these kids go to college. Right now, they look pretty damn good. WTX Trolls, they had the most KP last game, and honestly, they look like they're on track to do it again here. A couple other teams in the lobby. Most of them not even close to being near another squad here. WTX Trolls likely to turn it towards the southern side.
Someone else is over there.
I'll tell you what, guys. You heard Limbox. Limbox said he's willing to match the number of subs towards the end of this stream. So we will, I mean, I'll let you know. If I get 1 sub, Limbox, I'll shoot you a message for $5. You should have been here yesterday. People were gifting yesterday. You missed out, brother. Ooh. All right, we at least hit the 44 for there for WHS. Winners of game 1 here. They've got the line drive on the rest of C-Note. And honestly, I mean, the rest could be just as easy for them. They're not really closing the gaps the way that matters, though. For WHS, you've got to be careful. It will be rentable prison. Only locks. Is this pros? No, only locks. This is high school students. A couple of EVA 8 shots, and for WHS, our winners of game 1, the Stormborn will likely not much last for longer here. There's the scan from Red Hood, and they might be able to sniff this final remaining member out here. Almark running for the southern side of zone. That could be the reset recovery that they need. Cavarius. Didn't get to see much of them last time around. They were wiped out quite early. Instead, the WTX Trolls finishing off Dem Boys down towards that southeastern side right now. For WHS, there's that final chase on to Almark. We said they would suss them out, and they managed to do so. Instead, back on over to the Ravens here in Ceto Station. Cavarius has the height of Ceto directly. This zone in particular is going to be going all the way up towards the northern side here, just above checkpoint in that trench black sands area here. So, for the majority of our rosters, you have got time and a half. Does look like LHS Yellow Jackets and SHS Pojo are going to be the 2 rosters that currently host themselves in a decent spot. Del Bearcats. Last time around, we saw them batting as one. For SHH Pojo here. A Flitraze. There's the full blow up on the Trident, and the pylon to dodge out on the nade. Pojo pinched from either side here. The Yellow Jackets have the high ground advantage. Port play available, but they won't get the steal. Still, from up on high, it's a drop onto Braden. The Lifeline ultimate is down, but the full thirst is inevitable here for SHS Pojo. They'll be running this one out all the way towards that down beast area. And for Yellow Jackets, I mean, there's nothing stopping them from looking for this full thirst here. Does look like the Yellow Jackets aren't going to be committing for it completely. McBlizzy, you heard it. We got it. Are we even allowed to shit talk? Honestly, you know what? As long as I'm not, I think that's fair. You guys can say whatever you want. Couple of nades from Cavarius. We saw them in Ceto Station. They continue to chase this one down for the VHCH Ravens. They have been here and now are getting held out by Cavarius. One big beam from Cavarius will find the first flex of ticks. There we go. There's Sheila Knock and Golden Striker with another for the Ravens. There is not much longer on this world for them. Blue Sky, though, playing that Newcastle. Mobile Shield res is here. There's the peak, though. A dive behind the edge. Sheila's and the Mobile Shield will block their own bullets. A quick recovery left on the outskirts, and it will be the complete wipe of the Ravens for Cavarius here. Cavarius, the only team there on the very, very edge. CLHS Apex, one of the few squads to get some decent KP last time. They are so far from this zone right now, and while they have found a knock of one against the Del Bearcats,
An enemy there.
I don't think they'll be finding much more of a full thirst on this roster.
My
The
ultimate.
entirety of them are switching this one out for WTX Trolls. We saw the success of Cavarius, but this roster sets themselves above the rest here. Super Glide Sammy, Twilight, and V Abyss. They looked good on some of their first takes, and for Cavarius, they're already running this one away to play either around their Rampart shields or, in my opinion, hopefully towards the next zone ahead here. I'm Nezzy from WHS, just finding a knock on Exotic Go Crazy. And that is our winners from last game, continuing to find KP to boot. Snipers out and ready. Triple take available. Cavarius trying to hold either side here, and that will be a drop onto WTX. Mock with one full send, and that is going to be the altar recovery here, but not before Cavarius is getting the full thirst at that. WTX now set as a duo. They can get a trap all the way towards the very edge of zone, but instead, it is going to be a full send. Dives beyond the Newcastle shield, but Twilight is going to get caught out in the back. The grab cannon, the only saving grace. A single bullet does them in. And for Cavarius, they have a 3v1 advantage to finish off WTX. What started so good and so confident for WTX Trolls could be the end of their life. For WHS, our winners of game one, a full send on to Pojo here. Does look like she gonna call me Baby Boo, the only full health member. Long range shots, 30-30, dirty. A drop onto Beastman, and one last knock will send at least one of our Pojo rosters out in 12th place here. For WHS, they're primed and ready to look for another dub on the day here. Del Bearcats and CLHS struggling in their own way. For CLHS, one of the first chunks of KP that they have been able to pick up. It does look like the WTX Trolls just got themselves set back up there. One last nice cool finish there for the Twins for CLHS. Del Bearcats completely separate. One of their final members is all the way out towards the pylon right now.
That way, fellas. Move your butt.
All right. LHS, Yellow Jackets, Team 17, and WHS are beginning to truly play this end zone. Remember what I said, though. It's not going to finish inside checkpoint. 6-7. Thank you. SJHS Pojo, though. They may be a fan favorite of Plowboy here, but realistically, Franklin is making short work as a duo. A final couple of beams here. The 99 in the sky, a switch to the flat line, and that will be both Pojo rosters eliminated. The WTX Trolls, they just got the complete revive there, and I don't know if they'll be catching this one. The zone is closing here, so extending this far to the south for WTX may not be the best of decisions. You have to be super respectful. KBM Funky, though, just unable to get that much further away. A 99 beam. The PK goes wide. Super Glide Sammy has shown up here to finish the job. The zip line across, and it's a 77 PK pump there as we'll see them dive into the zone. A final tick of the ring will be what kills KBM. The WTX Trolls the furthest from zone. We got a little peek there. CLHS and Cavarius still stuck in C-Totes. And it does seem like Team 17 here. The full send with the knuckle cluster. There's the bombardment straight into the castle wall. That's damage and a half. Arcstar's now sticking on either side, able to find a little bit of damage here. And that's the peak play to not find the Naka one. It's none other than Psycho, and they're looking like their college counterpart here. A couple of major knocks, and it will be just one remaining. The rest of Team 17 coming on in here to finish the job. For Cavarius, trades against Ricky Tim, and for CLHS, they are already down 2 members here. Knight, the last remaining one, and for Cavarius, at least they will find these full thirsts in that. There we go. One last beam around the backside. You have to imagine, yes, the WTX Trolls have come on in here for the third party. We talked about how far south you were, and this is the prime opportunity to get some extra knocks for WTX Trolls. There you go. Couple of extra full thirsts, and they might find the Knight as well. That grab cannon maybe to be utilized. Cavarius even further south. WTX, they might prioritize just getting in here. CBCHS, they are still here as well as the Knight from CLHS will survive. Always looking. Jay, I do agree with you. I also disagree with you. Some would say I don't. Some would say I would. CBC. I don't think they survived the WTX onslaught there. A couple of good caustic gas traps will find Fleshbound on Super Glide Sammy. But at the end of the day, the Trolls will be the survivor. I was gonna say favored. The Trolls.
At Burger King, you're the celebrity. We're just your entourage. And this time, you asked us to hit the sweet spot. The Maple Bourbon Barbecue Whopper is back. It's saucy, crunchy, smoky, and all imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
What a hotel. Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
Look, same hotel, $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago?
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
It's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing till 11.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
ACE's YardRx program prescribes the best lawn care, specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, you can get a personalized prescription delivered free from the helpful folks at ACE. Subscribe now and save 20% on everything you need all year. From our store to your front door, with service so good it's guaranteed.
ACE is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At least find the one. TB all the way over to the side, and this guarantees that the Bearcats are into that next zone. WHS, they're making a smarter decision here to rotate into that spider side. LHS still on high ground to behold. CLHS trying to get in, but they might be a troll. End of the day, that ring is ticking. And for CLHS, they just did not prioritize their rotate to zone efficiently. WTX here, like I said, into that spider's choke. They should be okay for now. That will be the end of CLHS dying out to the ring there. And we're down to our final 5 squads remaining. WHS above WTX Trolls, LHS Yellow Jackets, and it does look like, by the way, Ryan Stewart, thank you for the follow. It does look like we see this rotate out for WTX there. They're going to play that center building down below. Moth, a single rat for Cabarius, and the Del Bearcats stuck as a duo. Here's a port play from Viabess. Zip line up to hide there, but it is so hard to get into those Watson fence lines. WTX, though, they should recognize this western side of zone is available. This is our first season in VHEL for both of the SJS Pojo Apex teams. Great stream, and we did okay with the preseason week. Hey, Plowboy Walker, I appreciate that. User 580-619-847-46253. Thank you for the follow. Del Bearcats, even though they are on the edge of zone, able to get themselves set back up for now. LHS Yellow Jackets thrive as they may with the Watson fence lines that did manage to stunt WTX. They're still looking for either a kidnap or a long-range knock. Diabeto is going to go down here, and that allows them to step up. WTX with knock number 2. A rush up from the Watson, and that will be all said and done here. WTX now hosting themselves in the highest position, the best spot in zone. Kraber in the hands of WHS, and they're trying to look for their second win here in this lobby. WTX Trolls were so close to picking up one of their own. Del Bearcats, by the way, also here playing the northern side via Abyss, able to find that Kraber shot in their eardrums, now understanding the pressure that exists there. Super Glide Sammy, holding out that southern side of zone, understands that that rat of Cabarius is right in front of them. Looks like for Mob, they've already taken a brunt of damage there. The rampart walls will not land, and you know what? Super Glide Sammy, they're just going to extend out for that final piece of merch. I'm Nezzy with a long-range drop onto the Del Bearcats there, and you have to be so careful how you finish them off there. Not a drop to the low ground, but at least a Kraber finish. Another shot out there, and it's going to be infinite ammo that keeps I'm Nezzy in line there. Still, zone available for both WHS. WTX, though, they want to finish this fight. A climb up onto the window lets VHEL know exactly where they're playing here. Catalyst walls, though, they make this so hard to push into. WHS, one good Kraber knock would give them what they need, but the WTX Trolls have the best position in zone. We know for a fact that the Bearcats, well, we know for a fact that the Bearcats might not know what they're doing there. That's a long-range sniper shot, and you just got to hide better than that. Adopt a Dad, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the shares as well, folks. WTX Trolls, all three up. Del Bearcats now forced to play the low ground, and WHS, they drop down to survive. That guarantees that WTX now have a high ground advantage. A dive into the building there, and all they would need is that G7 scout knock. Silver, thank you for the follow. For WHS, they survived the rotate to the low ground here, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Del Bearcats is still alive. A couple of long-range exchanges. That's going to be the knock onto Royal Rival against Del Bearcats, and Twilight is going to exchange here to see if they can pick up that full thirst as well. A dive around the back to the low ground there. And that is the final piece of KP that they need against the Bearcats. They are still alive, but Wilkes is playing this one up on this high ground here, and likely is just going to be ratting this one out. WTX, WH. Will it be WHS with another big win here on the day? Or will it be up above the WTX Trolls finding themselves their very first one? 9 seconds to go on that round 5 close. The Catalyst walls have guaranteed that that building is safe. WTX Trolls have now found out on Wilkes. There's a little port play, and as they drop down, you might as well be setting yourself up for death. It's a nice chunk of damage through the leaf line, but even Twilight can't find that final wipe there. VHEL, they'll get that last shot, and we are down to a strict 3v3 here. Now, honestly, this is my strategy. You want my impression as a coach? WTX, play the roof. WTX is guaranteed to be forced to drop down from this height. This height is not allowed to play into the end zone. Take both of your members, have 2 of them play the outside, and have 1 of them play the roof. WHS, even with a Catalyst, they will get forced out of this building, and they will have nowhere to run. VHEL and Twilight are already moving forward, and I'll tell you what, even if you don't play the roof, at least keep Super Glide Sammy up here on height to be your Eagle's Eye there. I like the fact that they are beginning to follow through on that. A little bit of tree cover here for VHEL. Twilight looking through that zone. I don't know if WHS has the Catalyst wall, if they have the Newcastle wall here, but it's going to come down to the very, very end. Let's see how this one goes. I'm Nezzy. They do have the cat wall. They are going to look to split that one and maybe over towards the tree line. But remember, the minute they do so, they are getting shot above by Super Glide Sammy. Oh, hey, Pear.
Good place to start a seal.
Couple of knocks. Big damage from Twilight. They're going to send it on to VHEL. No visible, but VHEL is taken low there. Knock for knock, a 2v2. WHS, though, is oh so low. And remember, though, with that Newcastle, they will be able to get this reset oh so quick there. Twilight tries to peek on through. And how can something so right go so wrong? Super Glide Sammy, the conduit ultimate down. But in a 1v3 situation, it is another win for WHS. 2 wins in a row for WHS. You know what? That cat wall was excellent. A beautiful cat wall. Gets the zone. Splits it onto VHEL perfectly. They get 1 free knock onto VHEL. And I'm a little sad. WTX had all the time in the world to punish them, and they failed to do so. It's Nezzy. It's good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. Congratulations. What up, Koryu? Ryan Stewart, thank you for the like. Let's take a look at that final match summary here in just a second. That is the last high school game of the day. I'm going to pull up Apex Legends while I have a chance here because I got to pop on over to Collegiate. And they should be just finishing their last game here. Yeah, Koryu's in chat too. All right, WHS with 11. That is going to be a 23-point game there. The WTX roster, though, 27 KP in a second-place finish is a guaranteed 36 points combined with their extra lead in the first game. They definitely won the day. Even though WHS was the team that got first 2 times in a row, they just weren't aggressive enough. So that will be the difference against them here. Congratulations to those of you that postured and played out for high school. We're going to be moving on over to college Apex as our night, of course, gets a little bit later here. Let me pop